Welcome back from lunch.
Yeah.
We are now starting up with Sonic the Hedgehog 4, released in 2000
Episode 1.
released in 2010. Uh, released in 2010 for all such major platforms at the time. So
So this game isn't quite well received on release, and there are reasons for that. But it's not that bad, and it's okay in my personal opinion.
I hope you like Sonic Rush just without a boost, because that's what this is.
Is this like Green Hill Zone again? No, it's probably like Green Hill Zone 3 or something.
No, it's Splash Hill Zone. Very
Nice.
super different.
And the other thought it was Emerald Hill Zone. Or Neo Green Hill Zone. Did you say Neo Emerald Hill Zone? I think it was funny.
Anyway, so this game, apparently, in early conception, this was not conceived as Sonic the Hedgehog 4. This was conceived as a mobile game tentatively called Sonic the Portable.
It happens all the time.
It's probably renamed to Sonic 4 to get more people to buy it, and then move to consoles because, again, we get more people to buy it.
That happens all the time. Just like if they release Adventure 3, people are like, oh my god, it's Adventure 3, but like, if they release Adventure again, literally called Sonic Adventure 3 at this point, they'll be just tasking over the game. And they should probably never do so. You waiting for something? Keep going right.
But I don't have enough rings.
Sucks to suck. It's gonna be a while. Can you just get rings on the next stage? Oh, that's fine. So one of the problems with Sonic games in general is that you basically have to play pussyfoot with the entire levels, because you don't want to lose the rings that you've obtained. Especially when you're trying to control them for like a threshold. Which is why the whole ring mechanic is deeply flawed in Sonic games and could use a revision. For example, just having them lose a static number of hits based on the number of damage you take or something. That way people would be less pussyfoot about it. Look at this guy. Graphically, this game looks okay. It looks a bit confused though on what it wants to do with the art style. It looks kind of haphazard.
Yeah, I don't particularly care for how this game looks.
But episode 2 looks a lot better, for example.
Oh yeah, like, episode 2 actually has 3D environments, as opposed to just a 2D environment with a 3D Sonic plastered on top of it.
There isn't much going on in this game. Feel free to skip it. It's okay. It's one of those like adequate games that they release at some point that no one really cares for. Oh yeah, they brought this back. I forgot that they brought this back in this game.
Yeah, except instead of controlling Sonic, you control the level.
Same difference. I forgot that this game disappeared besides the first one. But anyway, I will say this much: at least it's not the half pipe again. Holy shit, I'm bored of the fucking half pipe at this point. You get crazy here. What if we have a half pipe? So yeah, there's not a single item in this game. The plot is non-existent as usual. It's Eggman is up to something or some shit. Who cares? It goes up. High speed athletics.
So I want to just sort of show off how slow Sonic accelerates in this game. Like, it is such a drag that I'll essentially be using the homing attack just to get any sort of speed.
The acceleration looks fun. Normally you just spin dash anyway.
Oh, a cool trick you could do, because this is based on Sonic Rush's physics. Sorry. You can fucking stop on a dime. Like, if you let go of the controllers, you stop moving.
Chill.
Whee! These lines are annoying as shit.
So I get that you with the spikes and seeing coming, but there was an indicator. Alright, VOD watchers, check back in like 2 minutes. Also, because this is appealing to the older games.
Spider Sonic.
You have the bad egg to back. I don't believe there are no egg puns in this game, rather.
Pardon?
There are no egg puns in this game, I think.
Nope.
Yeah. Level design is, again, okay. There's just not much going around in this game. It's like very mediocre all around. Not gonna say it's a cash grab, but like, if you know what is known as really cash for this
I
title.
want to call it a cash grab because it just wasn't. It was fairly cheap.
You can make cash grab and still be cheap. In fact, it just means you make more money.
Oh my god, that fucking needs stupidly finicky on.
What'd you expect? Of course they were supposed to do that. Why did it
No,
take
I
you
said
so
it's
long?
it's particularly finicky on like how high you need to go.
Yeah, that's obvious. They expect the extremists. Damn. The... what is it called? Catterbug?
No.
Motorbug?
Yeah, Motobug.
Damn, hit by a motorbug. It's really falling under
It's not
time.
that they have to go to the extremas, it's that how hard it is to get to the extremas.
You just gotta go to the... you just gotta hit max speed. One attack? One attack? Yeah. Quote, it's as if these levels were these rows were made for me. Oh, the levels are replayable in this game, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I don't really like that you can just get the chest limits from any stage. It's just kind of boring. It would be better if it was like more tied to a specific zone area.
Shit, I forgot to silence my phone.
Don't worry, no one calls you anyway. You need all those rings, do you?
Yeah, because there are gates which are blocked by how many rings you collected.
Yeah, but was it not enough to have...
There's 7, and there was 6 en route, so I had to backtrack from 1.
Were they exclamation marks too again? Are they the quits? Are they the game over ones?
Yep.
You know, man, I think Sonic has green eyes in this game, and it's an abomination.
Yeah.
Specifically the eye color, because that matters for some reason.
Oh yeah. There are a lot of genuine criticisms you can make levy to this game. There's also a lot of dumb ones that people have made.
Which, to be fair, there are a lot of dumb criticisms for anything. But, how do I put this? Some fan bases are more prone to it than others.
I think one of my favorite facts is that in Sonic 3, Super Sonic had green eyes. No one likes to talk about that, but he did.
Spread limitation. Yep. My criticism is now valid.
But what's funny is that now Super Sonic has orange eyes, so one time he had eye color, I don't know, it's just funny.
When you think his eyes are supposed to be like blue when he's supersonic. And then what's the word? Like Diana, like bluish, and then just pure black pupils. And now he can be like a newer model. So you know who Sonic? You know who I'm referring to, don't you?
No.
Why, Goku, of course.
Ah.
I probably mentioned this before at some point, but Supersonic was totally based off Super Saiyan if you look at the timeline. And like release dates.
Yeah, very possible.
Well, no, I'm not suggesting that like turning Gordon as a power form is particularly unique as a concept. In general,
No, like everyone sees it, like.
But specifically, the forms themselves are very much connected to
Very similar, yes.
Given the release dates. As programming Supersonic into a game is not particularly complicated from a programming standpoint. Do you know what the backgrounds need more of?
Rainbows?
No, that's too early for rainbows. Colors. And then you can build up to rainbows. There's something neat though about the background being centered on Sonic. I'm going to that much.
So probably one of the most infamous parts of Sonic 4 is that all the bosses are not only all the stages based off of old games, but all of the bosses are based off of old games. Welcome to the fucking swinging ball boss again.
Do you remember the classics?
I do remember the classics. Okay, so one of the dumbest criticisms I've heard is for this boss. Two criticisms. One, how dare the Eggomatic have wings? Also, the center color of the wrecking ball is different. It's supposed to be the lighter one is supposed to be the lighter square is supposed to be centered. How dare they change that?
Whoa. I think the wings are kind of fitting.
So the original Spike did have wings, so it was just hard to see, so it was just made it funny when people complained.
I'll go over talk about the repeat boss fights more in episode 2. Oh, it's gonna be so slow if you have to wait for the countdown each time.
Not each time, just
Whenever you're stalling.
Anyway. So, one thing interesting about Sonic 4 is that you could essentially play the stages in any order. The only restriction is you can't play the boss of the stage until you've played all of the acts of the previous stages. So
nice.
I could play acts 1 through 3 of any of the stages.
It's nice. They don't have much continuity to begin with, so it doesn't really matter. Though if the game was had more continuity between like acts and whatever, then it'd be the Game Plus thing.
Anyway.
So, Drift.
Okay, so this stage, I have a bit of history with this stage. So when I was younger, there's a time attack mode in this game where you could race and sort of have your score on a leaderboard as per the trend of, well, I guess not really a trend, but with the consoles being able to do internet now, that was the thing. So I played this stage a lot for my time attack, and I got pretty good at it, and I ended up getting 4th place on the leaderboards. Now, I don't know if the leaderboards were segregated by console or if they were all share the same leaderboard, but I got top 4 in my respective leaderboard. Until about a week later, where I got knocked down to 5th place, where the top place was a guy named Cocksucker with copyright symbols for O's, with a time of 0 seconds, so, you know, lost to a hacker.
Are you done your story?
So, yeah, so, part of that is that's when I realized, oh, so that's what they mean by ESRB does not rate online interactive parts. And yeah, I was just really proud that I managed to get top 4 on this stage.
You in 4th.
Yes.
So, 1, you only got the damn 4th place, and you couldn't even maintain that, is that correct?
Yes.
And not only that, but it was specifically for Act 1.
Yes, it was specifically for Act 1.
A casino stage.
Yes.
A notoriously easy stages. Ooh. 4th place on an easy casino stage. What
it was,
you do?
You have to remember that if it was easy for me, it's also easy for everyone else.
Look, I'm not going to hear any of your logical arguments at the moment.
I hate this stage because it's fucking. It's the bounce. It's the bounce. It's the bumpers. The stage.
Bounce pad, yo. Bounce pad. Bounce pad. Bounce pad. Can you play Sonic Boom for the Wii U? I need more quotes.
Unfortunately, I do not have it for the Wii U.
What are you doing at this point? The fuck are you doing?
I'm trying to pass this without getting bumped into the exclamation orbs.
I don't believe it. Yeah. Look at that.
And at the end of each stage, you'll get a prompt for when you want to just immediately go to the next stage. So I'll be using that for the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm. So, with respect to like time trials and stuff, unlike your Sonic games, where everyone is on the same level, so to speak, and there's no variety, it's a lot more interesting in the Mega Man 11 stages, where you have all these different like movement powers that you could potentially use for stuff. You do a lot of interesting things in the leaderboards for those ones.
So I have wanted to talk about this stage. So there's going to be a bunch of cards, and if you flip them over, if you get 3 of any of the same type, you'll get that. So you can either get 10 rings or lives. So great way to just farm lives. Just play the stage over and over again because you get stupid amount of
lives, because that's what you need more of.
But also, this stage is unique to console versions of this game. Originally, this stage was you were on a casino table, and you had to get a certain amount of points before you can complete the stage. And when a leaked prototype of the game was released on Xbox, and people collectively lost their shit at the dumbness of that, whether or not it was in response or if they were always planning on switching it up, they changed those stages for the consoles, but they kept them on the mobiles. So, get fucked, mobile players, I guess.
I'm sorry, what was the exact thing? You had a certain number of points to pass through the stage?
Yeah, you're just on a pinball table. And you have to get a certain number of points. It wasn't even like a good pinball table, you're essentially just going into like the slot machine over and over again until you just happen to get a amount of points. It was just busy work.
I'd say conceptually, being on a pinball table could be kind of neat. Depends on the implementation though.
Anyway, so because of how many rings you get, this is usually a good stage to save for the last Chaos Emeralds when hunting the Chaos Emeralds, but I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna do them as much in order as I can.
Order. Ugh. But yeah, the issue with most of the casino stages in general is they're just kind of really like repetitious and boring. It's like nearly always like the same aesthetic, which could be okay from like an Eggman
I remember hating this
perspective.
part when I was younger.
Uh-huh. They're just bad Yoku blocks.
Okay, well I saved myself there.
Right. Anyway. So yeah, the casino stages just tend to be boring. And like a bunch of like the same things. It's like, oh, it's the same stack, which isn't necessarily bad. Like from an Eggman perspective, but like whatever. I don't think it's ever confirmed that the casino stages are Eggman's doing, is it?
I don't know.
It feels like an Eggman thing.
And I think Eggman's more theme park than casino.
Yeah, and this is called an adult theme park.
It's a bit of a stretch, but oh well.
So anyway, and then they always tend to just be like very like not particularly many enemies, just very wing heavy, which is kind of boring. So yeah.
I like the casino stage in Heroes. That was okay. Damn. Wow, okay. Good job, me. I appreciate the little classic Sonic icon for the extra life.
Sure. They're just kind of fake pandering.
As if the rest of the game isn't also just pandering.
Hmm?
As if the game isn't already excessively pandering.
Well, this whole game feels like pandering.
No, it is. It's not even good pandering, which makes it worse. Okay, no, that's funny. I think the only thing I like aesthetically about this game is the blue streak that Sonic occasionally has.
I think graphically it's
Oh, well.
passable. What?
What? Oh, I hope you like Spring Yard Zone. God, I love Spring Yard Zone.
Needs more Metropolis.
Don't worry, you'll get your fill of Metropolis.
Will it have mantises?
It will have mantises.
Excellent.
Though they're a lot more manageable because you can home and attack them before they can attack you. So
That's perfectly fine. If anything, it shows progression of Sonic's character. Now we just need Neo Mantises, which only attack you.
Cool. These guys are my best
What
friends.
do you expect is gonna happen? By the way, with respect to One Piece, are you no longer paying attention to it weekly?
That is correct.
Alright then. Maybe someday you'll be caught up.
Maybe. Doubtful.
If you want to, you probably could be.
I'd probably wait until like it actually ends and then like... Ow, that's... What happens if I just go
As I
upwards?
suggest with most people, just read the manga. Maybe watch some of the second anime that you really like. Or that are especially good. But for the most part, as someone who has watches the anime, the pacing is iffy. Well, I know it gets better for pacing than past, but after the time skip, it really gets problematic. Side note, one arc which I don't think has necessarily quite ended yet. Not clear. Has been like the best post-time skip arc, usually.
Yeah, it's definitely something
That's
I'm
for
gonna
the
hear a lot.
second word, like back and forth. It's not bad, it just needs a bit more going on. One thing that is kind of funny though is how some people make predictions based off voice actors, and typically right.
I love cannons. My favorite mechanic. Also, rolling doesn't increase speed like does in the original. Or not in the original, in the classic games.
Meh.
Yay! I did it!
What took you so long?
I am so glad that they had that spring there.
Do you know what a very easy solution to your problem is?
Get good.
Close.
Don't
I
fall.
was gonna go with stop talking.
Ah.
Perhaps even start succeeding.
Ooh. Now we're getting really fancy tech.
So, watch out for Laser Man. Flash Man. Damn it, what is Flashman's weakness?
I think like everything.
No, but like specifically.
I don't think there is a specific singular weakness. I think Mega Man 2 does not like... Mega Man 2's weaknesses are not as structured as some of the future games. And a lot of the robots have multiple weaknesses. I think almost all of them have multiple weaknesses.
The Snake Man sub weakness is Mega Man 3, right?
Pardon?
The Snake Man stuff is Snake,
Yeah, Snake Man's 3.
Yeah, okay, so that's a sub.
Yeah, 3 is where they start having more structured...
Well, 3 is also different because it has 2 weakness sets.
Yeah, it has 2 weakness cycles. But it's still... It's the start of bosses having, like, 1 main weakness. Anyway, I think I mostly use Metal Blade against
Of course you do.
either that or Atomic Fire.
Yeah, there's not much going on in this game. Can we just go to Mega Man stuff?
Sure.
Alright. First of all, when's the Mega Man Marathon?
I don't know. Yo, it's my favorite. It's the Carnival Night boss. Beep.
I'm sorry, how do you pass through this fight?
He ends up
That's cool.
at some point he learns how to do the screw attack.
Mm.
Yeah. So, fun fact about the boss music, the main boss theme is actually made from an unused unused demo track that was originally considered for Sonic 3D Blast.
Okay.
Pardon?
No, that's my evaluation on this fight. This could take a while. Anyway, when are you going to review the crossovers between Mega Man and Sonic?
Never.
I've been watching. What is this zone code?
Something Labyrinth. Lost Labyrinth, I think.
So, I don't mind them like retreading not Mega Man, Sonic 1, essentially. But like, you can really tell that it was meant to be a mobile game. I'll put it that way. Because it was meant to be like some of a mobile game with like retreading stuff, which is fine. But the name is such marketing, A. And as for the game itself, I just find it could be a bit more imaginative with some of how it's implementing of stuff. It's not fundamentally bad per se, it's just executionally really bad in a few places.
Also, I just found out how Bubbles went from like a genuinely annoying enemy in Sonic 3 to literally just a stationary dude whose only purpose is for you to attack in chains, homing attack in chains.
Yeah. Well, Bubble was more threatening in Sonic Colors DS then.
They weren't in Sonic Colors DS.
Which Bubble? Perhaps I'm misunderstanding. Which enemy?
These guys.
Yeah, they were in Sonic Colors.
No, they're not.
Yes. Well, they have a different color in that game, but they are.
No, they're not.
You're wrong.
I know I'm not.
I'll put it this way. Do you recall the enemy that you would eat as the Negawisp? They were
There's a lot
green
of
and like
them.
orangey? Hmm?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, but specifically the 9 egg pound ones.
Not specifically.
Like that color scheme right there. Is that not a bubble?
No, that wasn't a bubble. That was an Orbonaut.
Mistake, then. They look the same.
So bubbles are completely round and then have protruding spikes. Except these ones don't have protruding spikes anymore.
These like ball things are a bit like boring. Like,
Yep.
okay. And then like nothing happens. And then you're still on it. And then you do it again.
I'm just like tapping left a bunch.
Yeah, and it's like this section here is okay. But like most of the ones are just like kind of annoying. You'd probably better off just jumping over it. Well, it might be harder on boost.
Oh, I remember the stage. Okay, this is actually, I think, a conceptually neat stage. Pretty much this Chaos Emerald's at the center near the start. And you have to go to, like, and there's 4 paths you could take, each of them sort of consisting of a room you could use.
It's like it's short.
It's not that it's short, it's just that, like, you essentially have to go to the 4 rooms to try to collect enough rings to open the door. Anyway, I was hoping I was able to show off something, but in this level, if you turn on Supersonic, the entire room lights up, which I think is a neat touch.
Sure.
And this is also another console-only level.
Well, yeah, I can tell because this level has some imagination put into it.
Also, I notice at the very bottom of the screen, you could still there's a line of perfectly visible level. Anyway, so in the mobile versions, it was a minecart level that you had to use your phone's gyroscope controls to control.
That sounds alright.
It was really annoying because you had to like turn it like completely around because you would. It's not just like steering. You'd have to rotate it like multiple 360 degrees to match gravity, and if you ever didn't match gravity, you'd essentially start grind to a halt.
Fine. The rotation sounds potentially excessive. However, conceptually it sounds fun. It sounds better than most of the stages I've seen thus far in this game. It's very shaky.
Oh, cool, invincibility.
Hmm.
This level's
Alright.
alright.
So, one thing I'll probably do at some point is look into the Gunvolt games and the like spin-off, because from what I've seen, it looks like Mega Man
this
CX.
part. Okay.
Just lit up all the thingies.
No, it's not how that works. It's okay. That one lifts that, but lowers that.
Yeah. Have you not figured it out already?
Okay, so it's only those. Okay. Shoot.
Yeah, I imagine you've figured it out by now.
Damn it. Almost had it.
Well, you could also use the one on the left as well.
That
You just jump.
Well, this one just lowers something from above. Oh, it actually just
You mean
completely
that
walls it off.
Well, no, it also raises one from the bottom. So you could use it as either to just jump off of, or you could use it as a backboard. You can't overshoot it, there's a wall there.
Oh, in that sense.
So there are multiple uses of it.
Oh, cool.
You could also use it because it just goes upwards.
Yeah, I don't think I can make it all the way to the side there. Time.
Gotta go fast.
What? Okay, so it looks like. Okay, so I think that the second to the one on the left also closes the door up there.
Possibly.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Damn it.
No, it's gonna take longer than expected. Sigh. But that's for the Gunvolt stuff. Though all the like J-pop stuff is kind of
Got
rough
it.
what they're doing. Have you ever seen any of the Gunvolt stuff?
I'm not entirely sure what you've been saying.
Gunvolt from Dips Creation? Not in Dips, Inti Creations.
Never heard of it.
Unfortunate. It's like Mega Man, put it that way.
Okay.
The rival character is basically Mega Man, but like he's more like he's more like kind of like Mega Man, let's put it that way. And then your protagonist is like a OC character. And like part of it is like dystopian commentary on like other culture. Somewhat. From what I've seen at least, I have not seen much of it. Have you ever played Mega Man CX?
I have not.
That's unfortunate. It's one of the better Mega Man games. Series.
I've only played Classic, I've played X2, and some of the Battle Network games.
Wait, you didn't play Mega Man X?
Nope.
Blasphemy. I have played most Mega Man games, I'll put it that way. It'd be faster to list the ones I haven't played. Personally. Anyway. You played Mega Man 11, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Does that mean you're uninterested in the Mega Man Dino collections coming up?
Yeah, it looks neat. I might get it. Or more specifically, I might add it to the list of things I'm interested in getting.
I might get it and then never play it. That's currently my plan.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds familiar. That sounds like what I do.
Yeah, well, I don't do that.
I do. I have a lot of games I haven't played.
Yeah, well, I'm better than you, so that doesn't happen to me. I don't really pick up a game unless I'm gonna play, but never mind. I should get through. I'm not sure when I'm gonna get through Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm thinking maybe I'll put it at the end of things, so that like when I play it, all the DLC is out.
Smart.
Oh, for someone as how I put this, like me who plays Xenoblade games, it would take me a while to get through the game because I'm not rushing through it doing the minimalist content. I would have to be concerned with this spoiler thing that people talk about, though. As a superior human being, I am largely unaffected by spoilers, so not too much of a problem.
Oh shoot, it's the bumper room. Okay, no, just fuck the bumper room. I just need 20 more rings. 29 rings, never mind.
And how do you know how many rings you require?
There's a number on the door. And damn, I'm gonna have to go into the bumper room, aren't I? Fuck. Okay, just 5 rings from the bumper room. Then I could leave. Okay, good. Fucking... No!
Come on. This is just Super Monkey Ball. How you this bad?
I don't get the Super Monkey Ball comparison.
What don't you get about it?
How is it like Super Monkey Ball?
You're a ball thing you move moving throughout the stage in which you move around the stage to position your character.
That is so flimsy.
Spin around.
Did my game just fucking crash?
Maybe your games are just that bad. Now the real question is, do you have to do this Chaos Emerald again?
I mean, I got the achievement, so I'm gonna imagine it was saved.
Have you tried playing on authentic hardware?
Unfortunately, I do not have a Windows.
Basement, I guess.
Cool, I have all the Chaos Emeralds. So yeah, so you can only get 1 Chaos Emerald in per stage, so you can't retry the same stage over and over again.
I guess, yeah, whatever. So yes, I don't know, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, like, gameplay looks amazing. Narrative, I'm sure it'll be alright. They'll probably be at least okay. You know, the decent premise. I have no idea what the execution is going to be like, though. Are those the bubbles that you spoke of?
No, these are still Orbinauts. At this point, just like fucking Google Sonic 3 bubbles.
That's not happening.
Okay, well, how I have no idea how I managed to hit him, but like, I'll take it. Also, this game uses Sonic 3 ring physics for when you get hit. Rings start off only dropping very close, but the more you get hit, the further they fly away. Supersonic!
Great timing. Are you falling faster because you're supersonic?
I don't think so. Damn it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There we are.
I suppose you escaped the maze. Why did you bother?
Because why not?
The detour?
So that if I ever run out of rings, I'm not left with 0 rings.
Just... So anyway.
It's a contingency plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like an actual somewhat puzzle. If you don't want to get hit, you have to sort of slow down, turn the opposite direction, and then turn back. Because I'm super, I could just sort of poke my head into the spikes, and I do not care.
What spikes?
The spikes that were in that room on the right
I
side.
didn't notice. But anyway, I'm not concerned about spoilers because I'm above such things, so I suppose I can wait off when playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yay, it's Labyrinth's own boss. My favorite boss from Sonic 1. More specifically, my favorite not boss.
Anyway. So,
Okay, so after ripping off that, they actually give us a unique boss. It's sort of a neat concept. Well, neat somewhat.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, same pattern again? Okay.
Well, look at it this way. Consider where Eggman's located. Right. Like...
Shoot. Nope. But I have to start all the way back. Oh, wow, that's a dickish.
This is what's called a run back. Are you dealing any damage to Eggman at the moment?
I do not think so. we can count, so that's 2 hits.
Like, the one back isn't too bad, it's just, a bit annoying.
This doesn't feel part of the boss fight, this just feels like a level. And
Yes,
like usually there's
it's a
supposed to be a checkpoint before the boss itself, so... Anyway, I hit him 3 times.
Usually. Depends. That's not how that works, but it's kind of going back.
So that's 2.
Alright.
Ah, damn it. I was hoping I could get a
this
sneak
one.
attack.
Sound too.
I see that.
And you need someone to say the obvious stuff.
Really don't.
Left. The fuck was that? Oh, God. So can you cheese this as supersonic?
No, there's not enough rings. Okay, so yeah, the damage you, the hits you do when you're chasing him do count. So that's neat.
That's like kinda neat then.
In the original, there was, like, you just chased them, and it did not matter if you destroyed them or not. As soon as you got the top, there was the capsule. So the boss was literally just climbing up the shaft.
Not really. Yeah. Yeah. You know how you know a field is an Eldritch field?
There's Eldritch, the Golden Lord, on the field.
Close.
How do you know?
It has both Skill Drain and Ghost and Mesh active.
Hmm.
Ah, that trap looks, oversaturated.
Whee! I love how, like, there's, like, a lot of extra aura that comes out when you're spin dashing a supersonic.
What?
Like, his glowy aura. There's more of it that exudes when he's been charged up the spin dash.
Yeah.
Like this. I also think Supersonic doubles the points you get. Seems like a weirdest addition, but whatever works, I guess. Yo, it's gears! My favorite mechanic.
Yes, yes.
Oh my god. Fucking move! Faster! There we go. Boink, boink, boink.
Yeah, Puma, meaning 50 rings to transform, is that right?
Yep.
But it doesn't consume some number on transformation, does it?
Pardon?
It doesn't consume some number of rings on transformation,
Nope.
correct?
No, it's just 50 rings and you can transform. There's no upfront cost.
Alright then.
Jump. Boop. I like when you're at max running as Supersonic, you're not even like touching the gear, and yet you're still pushing it.
So?
I just find that amusing. Yeah, free 1-up. Wait, this looks familiar? Maybe not. Okay, no, definitely not. Whee! Oh wow, the slicers eventually blow themselves up if they don't have their slicer. That's amusing. Impending doom. What a name for a level. Oh, I remember this level. I remember struggling with this a lot as a child.
Watch out for the black arms.
Will do.
This is like a Mega Man stage.
Yeah, darn you, Torchman.
There's a few of them, but
That's the first one I did
this
find.
specifically is more Wily Fortress.
Actually reminds me of the Hydro City 2. That's the thing that it reminds me of.
I don't call it Hydrocity. It's an Act 2.
Yeah, secret of the Labyrinth. Almost got wall spiked. And that was the final main act. Or like, so now it's just boss fights for the rest of the game. Defeat the real Dr. Eggman. Such a weird name
I guess you could say.
It's such a weird name for a stage shadow. It's like, when was the validity of this Eggman ever in question?
Essentially. Nor is there like I guess there's some fakes, but like yeah. I see you're going with the head first approach.
Cool.
You're really bad at this fight, aren't you?
Yep. Controller?
You claim.
Oh, okay, I see. I defeated him. That's why I can't move. Or the base I've defeated phase 1. I thought my controller was messed up for a moment. Anyway, time for the, like, real fight.
Oh no, that supposedly fake fight is giving me a lot of trouble.
Huh, I thought he had more health than that. Almost perfectly jumped on the capsule.
So, because I don't take Master Duel you get Master Duel too seriously, I started playing Relinquished Anima. It has been very funny.
Anyway, hope you like boss rushes.
Sometimes I do, actually.
Basically, all the bosses start in their pinch mode and only take 4 hits. Boop.
Didn't you already do this fight?
Yeah, it's a boss
Oh, yeah,
rush.
right. Everyone doesn't particularly work well in a Sonic game.
Nope.
Conceptually, it's not bad. It's just in this game, it's not good.
Damn, got clipped. Damn, didn't get the 2 hits.
Like, this pattern here is like really boring. So I suppose it worked on you.
Yeah, timing is a bit tight for the once you jump up there. Right, okay, I see. Yeah, it's one of the super easy patterns. Boom, dead. Next. That's neat. Once you get the final hit and the station starts to lift off, I guess? I don't know. The background changes essentially. Oh, it's not, okay, we're in the egg station, Or no, sorry, not the egg station, the E.G.G station.
You know that's the periods.
No, it's first time, though. Darn.
I believe it spells out excellent Genesis game.
Well played. And what's the best way to end off just a copy-paste job of a game? To copy the Death Egg robot. So we're not going to see that a whole lot in the future.
Well, sometimes it is the exact same robot.
There goes my ring. What are you gonna do? We were going to... Cool.
Same thing as it did in the first game.
No, I mean, like, what attack is he gonna use? Oh, let's see the rocket arm attack. I thought he was gonna do another jump. Four, 6. Seven, 8. 10. 11, 12. $13, 14. Oh my god, how many hits does this guy take?
More.
15, 16. Okay, so 16 puts him into his phase 2.
Was it actually the death egg that we constructed? I think so.
Pardon?
Was it actually the death egg or was it death egg Mark 2?
This isn't a death egg. This is just an egg station.
Right, there's only the robot. No, no, if you're looking for something about this fight, go look at the what I said about it in the, what was it, Sonic Adventure 2? 3?
Sonic 2.
Right, I misspoke.
But also, this part of the fight is... I don't know, it's aesthetically it's the same, but it is a different boss fight. Like, I do kind of like the boss fight itself. So I've hit him 8 times in phase 2. I assume phase 2 also has 16 HP. Which means one more set of 4 hits should do him in. Oh my god, just use your arm attack. Thank you. Did not expect a laser, but, you know, challenge welcome, I guess.
You really welcome it.
Really?
I feel
16
like
hits
you-
wasn't enough? Oh no, it was enough. Okay. Killed him.
You sure?
Yep.
What about the next phase?
There is no next phase.
Which is what he thought before the next phase happened.
So if you manage to get all of the rings in this little ending sequence, when Sonic gets to the end, he will turn Supersonic for his final jump at the screen. But I'm not gonna bother even practicing for that. Anyway, while the credits play, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Or actually, no, I'll wait until afterwards. There is nothing about this game that, like... It is painfully uninteresting.
Would you like to go back to Sonic 3D Blast?
Honestly, I'd rather replay Sonic 3D Blast than this. I'll mind you, it's not that much better, but like...
Yeah, at least have something going on.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Both this and Colors had a lot more positive reception on release than it did later. Partly because these games like succeeded what many felt was a dark age, so their standards were lower, but also just the context.
The dark age, ooh, the dark age.
The context of, well, not only Mania, but also just the fact that even to this day, almost every Sonic game relies excessively on nostalgic iconography, sort of makes that sort of context sort of taints a bit. Like in some ways it taints, in other ways it makes them realize that aside from the nostalgia, there's not much there. Now, like, Sonic Colors still is like considered a good game, but it has been, more people have been like acknowledging the flaws of Sonic Colors than when I remember initially everyone was like, Sonic Colors is amazing, wah.
Which one?
Wii. No one talks about DS unless they specify DS. That's the thing about the DIMS games. All of the DIMS versions of the games are often like not the ones people talk about. Like Unleashed Wii, Colors DS, Generations DS, Lost World DS. No one considers those the default when they refer to the game.
Why would you consider one version the default?
And just people
They're
do.
equivalent. They're wrong.
Okay, let me amend my statement. It's not that when people consider the default, it's that unless specified otherwise, people just assume that people are talking about one version over the other. So it's not that there's inherent defaultness, it's just an assumption of which is being referred to, which is collectively agreed upon. Did I skip the post-credits teaser? Yeah, I did.
Oh, I wasn't watching.
Okay, I skipped the post-credit teaser, which, if you got all the Chaos Emeralds, there's a little teaser of a silhouette of Metal Sonic and a to be continued with a question mark. Anyway, I'm gonna go on like a mini lunch, mostly just a break to do some not tidy up, pretty much to set up for the next game. So thank you for joining me for Sonic 4 Episode 1. This was Ben. I'll be back in a bit.